absolutely legendary. I just wanted to kind of speak on the back of what Debbie was also speaking with regards to legacy. There was talk of how important it is for us to know about our parents and our parents' parents and where they've come from, what they've done for us. I think as a generation that has come after them, there is so much that we don't know from our grandparents. And if we don't pass on effectively the information to our children, we're going to lose a wealth of information. I don't know if there's people here. I see a lot of senior folks here. When you see senior folks, you should be mindful that you're amongst people who are walking museums. The wealth of information that they have inside of them is phenomenal. And if we don't harvest that information, we don't get the chance to pass it on. So, I'm the author of several books, and one of the books that I've authored or written is called Grand Legacy of Regal Years. Grand Legacy of Regal Years. I wrote this as part book, but also part journal. So that if you have a book like this, you can sit down with your grandparents or your parents and just have a conversation with them about their own childhood. Find out about where they've come from. Find out about what they were, what their profession was. Find out about things that they love to do. And when you capture that information within a book like this, you're able to then keep this as a keepsake to pass on to your own children or your children's children so that they know where they're coming from. You're preserving the lineage. There's so many different remedies and recipes, medicinal styles and stuff like this that we get lost in translation. So for example, when I was a child, I remember if I had a headache, my mum would tie my head and she'd put some lime and different kind of things and put it on my head. But now everything is paracetamol and all these different fast fixtures that are not so effective, and we're losing contact with where we're coming from. So a book like Grand Legacy is fantastic for that. If you have parents and grandparents and you want to capture their information while you can, grasp a copy of Grand Legacy of Regal Years. My table is just over at the corner near the doors, where I can show you more about that, show you a walkthrough, I can show you the family tree, and I can give you more information about my own personal journey and also how this was inspired. And just to tell you, and also hopefully press upon you, grasp the opportunity to grasp the information while you can. Because when I had put this book together, I wanted to grasp information from my father. But when he passed away, I missed my opportunity, and I wouldn't want the same for others as well. So I'm over in the corner. Not only have I authored many books, including books about grandparents and also godparents. Is there any godparents here? Push your hands in the air. Yeah? If you're a godparent, push your hand in the air. Okay, right. So I've also written a book called Raising Up Role Models, which is perfect for yourself if you have godchildren who you haven't been in contact with for a number of years. You need to have a book like Raising Up Role Models. Raising Up Role Models is designed in a way where it provides you with all the different strategies on how to reconnect with your godchildren if you've not been in contact with them for a number of years. Your role as a godparent is so vitally important and effective that if you're not there, you're not contributing to their life. Many people have the understanding that a godparent is only in position because if their parents, something happens to their parents, then you then step into your role. And it's not just that. I actually have 7 official godchildren and about 5 unofficial godchildren, in addition to my own 3 children. So when I wrote this, you'll even get an insight and see some of my godchildren in there. You'll see my 7 godchildren in a book like this. You'll see strategies on how to have conversations with them on a monthly basis, how to be effective, how you can grow in their lives, and how you can impact them. So I'm hoping and I'm pressing upon your heart that if you are a godparent and you haven't been in contact with your godchildren for a number of years, you will see the importance of that role. Grab a book like this and make sure that you check in with them. And I promise you, I guarantee you that after at least 3 or 4 months, you'll not only see the difference, but you'll find that they'll be calling you and saying, hey Godmother, hey Godfather, this is what I've learned over the past few weeks, this is what I'm doing. Thank you for being in contact with me on a regular basis. Isn't that powerful? Amen? Alright, I'm just going to quickly recite a small poem. I'm only going to verse out of the 3. The first verse is about the true value of a woman. The second verse is about the real measure of a man. But the third verse is the one I want to quickly just deliver, which is about the whole purpose of a child. And it goes like this. Did you know that the whole purpose of a child that just Jehovah said to lend you is to raise them up the way they should go and represent you? To treat them as more precious than gold, as their potential will reap the seeds you sow into their mental. Inspire them to buy a couple books about the things that they are into, underlining what they learn in pen or pencil. Let them learn a skill like how to cook, iron their clothes, and drive a manual. Let them learn a skill like how to cook, iron their clothes, and drive a manual, and guide them like the label says, parental. Because they could be a lyrical miracle, a talented individual, having passion and dreams of fulfilling what they were meant to do, challenging all believers to stand up and keep it biblical, planning to bring good manners and standards back to the pinnacle. Show them how to resuscitate, get them into a swimming pool, teach them how to survive using self-defense as a winning tool, grasping another language by understanding each syllable, standing up to the envious and the cowards that ridicule. I know that they talk a lot, but that could be their way of getting through. Maybe they want to be the presenter people will listen to. Disregard all the haters and only take heed to critics who want to tell you their view for your betterment, not to limit you. And tell them the truth, that internal beauty is better than physical, as long as they're eating healthy and exercise when it's fitting to. Feed your creative mind, don't be blind and thinking it's difficult. You just got to be willing and open to new material. And don't let nobody judge you, but always keep God in fear in you. Clearly you have been chosen, your motives ought to be steering you. Therein you ought to lead by example so they can mimic you. And this is true of your nieces and nephews and your godchildren too. Alright, in closing, before I disappear back to my table, I also want to say if there's anyone here that desires to write a book, I've published at least 20 books that are all available on Amazon, which includes these 3, which is to godparents, grandparents, and also to children. That last one at the back is for teenagers, for building their character. If you desire to write a book, I help people to get the books out of their head and into a manifestation. I've helped a number of people do so, so if you have a desire to do so as well, please come and sit at the table and I will help you make your dream become a reality before it's too late. I've been Martin Stevens. Thank you very much.